This week, Parashat Behar, and tonight is Lag Bomer. Talk a little bit about Lag Bomer. Lag Bomer became a big party for Kahal Israel. All over Kahal Israel, they make parties and music and dancing, barbecue. You see flyers all over in town that we have barbecue and Simchat. Now, Shulchan Aruch said that on Lag Bomer, in other words, the Talmid Rabbi Akiva died in 34 days, and 33 days, complete days we need, and one day is not a full day because half of a day, part of the day would be considered as full day. There were 33 days, 34th, on the morning we shave. That's Shulchan Aruch says. But the Mefarshim, the things say that there is a Kitzat Simcha like Omer. Now Mefarshim say, what is it? First of all, the fact that the death stopped, that's not a sign for Simcha. If it would have been some Talmidim got saved, then we could understand. But if everybody died, and you could imagine, you make the cheshbon for 34 days to 24,000 Talmidim, almost 700 people died, 700. In Hebron Yeshiva, a few years ago, tragedy happened before Bachurim got niftar in one day. And the Rosh Yeshiva was mourning for the rest of his life. He couldn't get over it. Here, 700 per day. It wasn't in one period of time. And here stopped. Good. If some of them were alive, like by Midbar, for the years of Midbar, they have a Tuvah of Yom Simcha. What's Tuvah of Simcha? Because Agosrol gave them discount. Hashem counted the first 2 years also part of the cheshbon the first year. And he gave 15,000 people were saved through that. In other words, Hashem gave a discount. This is Simcha, HaKadosh Baruch Hu had Rahmanu. But then everybody died. Therefore, what is it? You take away from somebody. No, when you stop. Now, Chachamim tell us, the Simcha of like the Omer is not just because of the stop. Means the Akiva on that day went and got 5 Talmidim and taught them Torah, and he survived the Torah. It was a revival of the Torah through this Talmidim. That's why there is a Simcha. The Simcha is that this Rabbi Akiva didn't give up. He he became depressed. Nowadays, something happens to the person gets a ticket, $1,000 ticket in business or whatever, he needs therapy. He needs hours of therapy. He becomes so sad. He loses himself. You are so fragile. You are so fragile. But if Akiva taught us that's the power of Torah. When you look at like the Omer, you see huge power of Torah through the Akiva. The Akiva could afford losing 24,000 Talmidim, 700 per day, and he stands. He continues. He makes the Torah revive. How could he do it? The answer is, this is power of Torah. This is what Torah makes out of a person. That's why, like the Omer, is the light, is the or. We see, Chacham Kabbalah tells us that or Haganus, that light of Yemei Breshit, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu hit that. Now, unlike the Omer, that hidden light was revealed. By the way, if you look at the Chumash, 33rd word in Chumash is or, it's light. It refers to like the Omer. And that light that was hidden was revealed. In other words, this power of Torah that came out to being is so deep, is so above human nature that it was so deeply inside that it touches the Or Haganus of Yemei Bereshit, that power Rabbi Akiva had, and he revealed it and did it. And through that also, adding to that also, Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai, that was one of his Talmidim, on this day was Tifta, Hilula Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai. And on that day, again, he revealed the light. Now, what was it? Now, the person is about to die, is very close to Olam Haba. He is very close. Like Moshe Rabbeinu says, He says, Hazinu Shamayim first on the day of his Petira, says Shamayim first, then earth. Now, Chachamim say, person should talk about something close first, then something further away. First, you have to say, Hashamayim, Haaretz should listen, and then Shamayim. It's Hazinu Shamayim. Why? Because the day of Petira, a person is close to heaven more than earth. Yes, the Neshama is above there. Now, on that day that this Neshama was there, very high level, he got permission. He got the aliyah from HaKadosh Baruch Hu to reveal the secrets of Torah. And he did it. Now, the day of the Petira of Moshe Rabbeinu is the day of fast. The Shara says we are fast. The day of Petira of Rishon Ben Yochai is the day of Simcha, because he revealed so much Torah. Because when Moshe Rabbeinu got niftar, the ma'ayon of the Chokhmah, the spring well of the Chokhmah, got still. That's why it's a day of fast. That the day of Rishon Ben Yochai was revealing of Torah. He wrote one of the secret Kabbalah at Brother Zuta on that day. He revealed it. The Zohar says the sun didn't set till he finishes. Now the world was waiting just for Rishon Ben Yochai to reveal whatever that he had to reveal, then the sun set. Now, Rishon Ben Yochai, when you think about it, it's just a Tana. If you think from Moshe Rabbeinu, we have Moshe Rabbeinu, then we have Shoft, statue, then we have Nevi'im, we have Melachim, then we have Tanoim. How come Rishon Ben Yochai got such a high level? Comparing with Moshe Rabbeinu, comparing with a lot of very big people, but it was just a Tana. The Tanaim lived another 1,500 years ago. This Tana, how did he get such a power to become so powerful? People go to Israel. There are some people, they go to Israel to his kever and come home. They don't go even to Kotel Ma'arav. Just to go to, I was amazed. So what? We have Nevi'im, we have Kotel Ma'arav, you just go to his kever and go back home. What is it? And you see, from halacha, from Torah, you're all over. You see that the Torah of Rishon Ben Yochai and the way that we teach Rishon Ben Yochai is different. There is a midrash. The Gemara inside it. The Gemara inside it says Sheker Hachen Ve'ever Alufisha Hashem Halal. The Gemara inside it says Sheker Hachen. What does mean Sheker Hachen? It's false favor. Zed Rosh Moshe Yeshua Ashos Betorah Harbe. False favor means HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave favor to Moshe and Yeshua, and they increased Torah. They are the producer of Torah. Every Torah that comes on earth came from Moshe. That's shared. That's false. Why is it false? Let's see. The beauty is void. Zed Rosh Chizkiah. Chizkiah HaMelech. Shedoro Achlu Betorah Yoter Mehem. That in the day of Chizkiah, they will also in Torah a lot. Chover all b'pnei Shemen. Now, the yoke of Sancherim was broken because of Shemno Shel Chizkiah. Because the Hamelech gave oil for learning Torah, free oil to all of them. And they said, learn Torah. Because of the free oil that he gave, they broke the yoke of Sancherim. Sancherim was such a great empire. He gathered all of the nations and everybody, and he moved them around. But then when he came to Kahal Israel, the weapon of Behar was oil of learning Torah, light of Torah. That Chizkiah HaMelech gave, they made them and they checked from Dan at Beersheba, and they didn't find any Amharetz. There was so much Torah on for Behar Israel. That's Hebel Ayofi. That beauty is gold. Ishayat Hashem is halal. Therefore, Moshe Rabbeinu is false, and Chizkiyahu is void. Who is praiseworthy? Who are we praising? Ishayat Hashem is halal. The lady, the woman that has the fear of God is that. Who is that? That's the door of Revidah B'Rebilai. Revidah B'Rebilai, that's the door, the generation that is praiseworthy. Why? Because 6 Talmidim, they were in one Talit. One Talit. Shah Talmidim, one Talit. They were very poor people, and 6 people were in one garment. One garment. See, What's the point? Aniyim, good. They were aniyim. They were very aniyim. But they learned Torah. That doesn't say they were very poor as they learned Torah. See, there are a lot of people very poor. Individually, they get around to learn Torah. But here it says they were very poor and 6 people bought one garment. Garment is very personal. When people, the pressure of the day, make them such a unity that even such a personal garment could be used by 6 people and they're comfortable with it. They do it. They elevate Torah through sharing and unity instead of breaking themselves and say we can't do it. They get together with one garment, they do it. That's the best Torah. This Torah is best forever. That Torah is greater than Torah Moshe Rabbeinu and Yeshua. That Torah is greater than Chizal HaMelech. What HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants from us is there is a pressure. It breaks down. But you could get together with one garment to elevate Torah. Unity together, to mechasek each other. Yes, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We could do it. We could do it. It doesn't matter. Not that I have my own comfort zone. I have to have this. No, it doesn't matter. The fact that 6 people came together and they gave up everything for something higher, that's more precious than the Torah of Moshe and Yeshua and Yudolai. And Rishon, when Yachad was taking Sarah to kill him, to destroy him, he went to a cave with his son and he says that I don't want anything. Life is like a cave for me. The only thing that I want is Torah. He went with the sand in the sand and he got a garment. They were putting a garment outside and they went and they learned Torah for 13 years. It's not one day, it's not 1 week. If they did 13 days, they say in the cave, if you are 1 hour in the Midrash, be in the cave. If you are 1 hour in the Midrash, be in the cave. Person could be in the cave for 1 hour in the Midrash. Therefore, what he did, what he was zocher Torah through not having anything and being happy. The Simchat that he had is unbelievable. When he came after 13 years, his son-in-law or father-in-law came to wash him, and he saw all of the wounds on his body, and he started crying. The tears went on his body, and he screamed. Says that, why, woe to me that I see you like that you're screaming. He says, no, woe to me if you wouldn't have seen me like this. I got to all of the dargah of Torah because of this. See, there is something about Kinyan HaTorah. To become a Torah, we need Mesirut. We need the love, we need dedication. The love that Rishon ben Yochai had for Torah, 13 years to be there, as if nothing is happening around him. And to give up everything for Torah, to make yourself in a cave for Torah. Now, the new technology, everything is taken us from the cave. It doesn't let us to be cave anymore. Even in the corner of the Tamidosh, not in the cave. But if we could adopt that, we understand the chashivut of, Rishon ben Yochai is only a Tana. But the stature is even greater than Nevi'im. Such a great thing. How did he do it? With the Yisurim that he had. But not Yisurim. Be happy with Torah, to elevate Torah. What Torah does to a person makes a person to be happy in any moment of life. Because Torah gives the person a dimension of understanding that life is for the Development HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Whatever that helps me to be double to him, that's the most important thing in life on the globe. There's nothing more important than that. The Rishon ben Yochai that he saw these 13 years made him to what he is in the Development HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that he was such a great stature that was source of happiness and joy for him. And that made him so happy in his life. And that is the Simchat of Lag BaOmer. Simchat of Lag BaOmer is not a day to get allowance for haircut, allowance to listen to music or this. It's a childish way of thinking about Lag BaOmer. Lag BaOmer is a day of understanding of Simchat HaTorah, attaching the light of Torah, understanding that this day is revealing, because Chachamim tell us, the Harakat says that the Lag BaOmer are divided with 3 things. Torah avodah v'gilui chasadim. First is chesed, first third. Second third is avodah. Third one is Torah. From like Gomer, we start the light of Shavuot, light of Torah. That light of Torah, understanding the cheshivut of Torah, importance of Torah, that is the simcha of like Gomer. B'ezrat Hashem, all of us, we should be zoche to emet like Gomer, Torah with simcha.